Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video, and this one is a two-story video, so be sure to stick around for the second story as well. The first one is titled, A Long and Failed Attempt at Reconciliation. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. So let's get right into it. I met my girlfriend in 2010, shortly after I divorced. She and I were on again, off again F-buddies until the end of 2012. In 2012, my life imploded, and on top of several mental health issues, I became physically ill with a weird and obscure disease. It is so rare that if I told you what disease it is, you could find out who I am. It is a weird bastardization of a blood cancer and an autoimmune disorder. For me, 2013 to 2015 was a long struggle of therapy to bring my mental health issues under control through much counseling at the VA while being physically sick and being my own lawyer as I had a protracted legal battle with my ex-wife. Through all this, my girlfriend was beside me and supportive. She quite literally saved my life a couple of times during this period, which left me feeling I owed her a lifetime of debt. At the end of 2015, everything came together for me. I was given an experimental treatment that got me off chemo. After years of frivolous litigation against me by high-powered attorneys the ex-wife had hired, I prevailed in court. Without the imminent fear of having my children ripped from me and dying, I was able to piece my psyche back together and be a functional human being again. As I began to get better, I vowed to work hard to show my girlfriend how much I appreciated the effort she put into me. As soon as I was physically able, we started date nights. I would watch her disabled son for her and take him to his doctor appointments. I rented a hall for a wedding function for her other son and helped send him and his wife to Europe. I was struggling with physical therapy, and I still picked up household chores and anything else I could do to alleviate her workload in any way. After such a long illness, my recovery was slow, and I still went to bed fairly early, but I would often send her out with friends or co-workers to concerts or other social events. February 2nd, 2017, she was going out to a local venue with some live music with her co-workers. She leaves at 6 and tells me she will be home at 10. After not calling or texting me all night, she comes home at 1 a.m. reeking of intercourse. She tells me she ran into a friend of hers, S. I know S used to fool around with my girlfriend before I was in a relationship with her. She denies it, but it's apparent that they had effed that night. Considering anything she had done for me, I decided to give her the ONS and not bother her about it. I thought if she got it out of her system, we could refocus on us. I began redoubling my efforts to show her how much I appreciated her. Soon, S becomes the only thing she will talk about. I get compared to him openly, and date nights are judged if they are fun as the night she had with S. Intercourse dries up, and she becomes openly hostile to me at times. Between February of 2017 and July 2019, I go to her and beg her to tell me what to do to fix it. Each time, she gives me some BS answer, and I follow through knowing it's BS. Finally, in July of 2019, I confront her. I demand answers, and she still denied sleeping with S, but does admit she is still in love with him. She and I decide we are going to try and save what we have. We agree to a 90-day plan to work through this couple's book. At the end of the 90 days is a trip that was already planned. We decided that we'll rededicate ourselves to each other and make a fresh start. She stops reading the book and won't do what we agreed upon, and I still agree to the trip. She goes down 3 days before me for a work conference, then I join her for 5 more days. First red flag is that after being there for 3 days, the hotel room doesn't look used at all. Then it becomes rather obvious that she's also helping her co-workers cheat on their husbands on this trip. I am super pissed, and the second we get back, we start fighting. Long story short, she throws her phone to me to prove she isn't cheating, and the messages with S are all deleted. However, her messages with other guys were not. I go to see in graphic detail her texting and offers to meet other men for intercourse going back to 2015. Then it gets worse. She spent $800 here on hotels I wasn't supposed to know about. We agree to try marriage counseling. Right before MC is to start, her disabled son passes away. It's not unexpected, but it's still sudden. We press on with MC and she starts individual counseling. MC goes nowhere because she lies and lies and will not confront her infidelity. She just keeps pointing out how she is nice to me again and we have a good intercourse life again and tells me that should be enough. So we stop MC and she just works on her through her therapy. I hope for a breakthrough on her part with her counseling and I support her through her loss. Then, just recently, out of the blue, she tells me she stopped counseling and isn't taking her prescription antidepressants. She says she has worked through her problems and she is good. I then ask her if that means she can now be honest about her affairs, and she absolutely loses it. She now waffles from apologizing for hurting me to she never had an affair and has done nothing wrong. Every time I ask her about it, she says she doesn't remember any of it. Not coming home late smelling like intercourse, or all the mean things she said to me, and not all the texts she sent. I told her that I cannot trust her and that I had to assume that anytime she wasn't in my presence that she was cheating on me. I told her I wanted an open relationship and she threw herself on the ground crying with convulsions, saying she couldn't bear the thought of me with another woman. That's where I ended it. We are officially broken up and I get the keys to my new apartment on March 1st. I guess what I am looking for here is some insight into how serial cheaters compartmentalize their behavior to not have to remember their misdeeds, and how a grown-a woman with a professional career can be so erratic and hypocritical to the point of becoming physically ill at the thought of you doing to them the exact same thing they did to you. And our next story is titled Stuck. Let's get right into it. About 2 months from D-Day, I deployed in February of 2020. And bought my wife and I a house in another state because we were moving when I got back. She moved our whole house with her brother when I was on deployment. We had normal deployment struggles, with opposite days and nights as I was across the world. I had a bad feeling in my gut, but no real proof. Fast forward to September, I get back and we are readjusting to living together again. Again, something that is normal for being on a deployment. She seems different. And again, I have a weird feeling about her new friends and lifestyle changes, but just sweep it under the rug as normal. Fast forward to December, things are beginning to feel like normal. We had a few big fights over the months, with her threatening me with divorce because she doesn't feel loved, which I have no idea how she feels this way because I'm very loving and give her my first thought always. I feel as if my whole life revolves around her to the point I'm not myself sometimes. But December 9th, I am given a handful of photos from one of her friends. The photos are of my wife with another man, of them together on trips, embracing, some of him shirtless. A man that was just a friend and I was being ridiculous questioning her about before. None of the pictures completely damning though. My first thoughts are, I'm being dumb. They are just friends, and I'm sure she has an explanation. I feel as if I've been trained by her at this point that I get jealous for no reason. After confronting her friend and her brother, however, I find out the truth. She's been having an affair with this man for months while I was gone. I'm devastated, but can't say I'm completely surprised. I confront her about it and she admits to the affair, saying she was going to tell me eventually, just didn't know how. She explained that she didn't feel enough attention or love while I was gone, and that this man made her feel like a person. She has bad bipolar and ADHD and claims she was on manic high. I'll never forget this. She says, I wanted to know how it felt with another man. She's remained friends with this man after I got back and has lied to me to go hang out with him alone, saying she's going out with girlfriends when it's actually him. I've caught him in her phone before with heart emojis, but again, she would just say that they are just friends. I would notice that she would have hidden alert texts to his name and a few others in her phone. She claims she ended the affair when I got back in September, wanting to work things out with me, but I don't believe her. I found pictures on her phone of them together while I was home, and even one of them laying in bed together. Text messages saying that she misses him. It just goes on. She swears up and down she wants to work things out with me. She said she's sorry, but can't guarantee it won't ever happen again because of her mental issues, which I have given her the benefit of the doubt on so many issues, including mental abuse and our relationship, because I know she has bipolar disorder. She has taken steps to be better, wanting counseling and therapy for medication. And here's the kicker. We had been trying to have a baby for about 2 years, never successful, but all of a sudden, shortly after I found out about the affair, she's pregnant. She swears it's mine, because she says she hasn't been active with the man since September, claiming he has a vasectomy and that they used other protection. But I can't believe her. I have no trust in her. If this child is mine, I've been robbed of all the excitement of having a child because of this affair. I just feel lost, and going between hating her and wanting a divorce, and wanting to work things out. We are in our early 20s, and I've divorced/remarried her before because she cheated on me while I was in basic training and left me for a woman afterwards from 2016 to 2017. So this is the second time something like this has happened. Since finding out, I feel like I've went into denial, pretending like it never happened and like everything is okay. But this past month, it has begun to hit me really hard. She claims to have told me everything about the affair, but I know she hasn't told me everything. To be honest, I don't think I want to know. I'm not sure I could take the whole truth. I know the logical answer is to divorce her, but I can't get that voice out of my head saying, what if? I do still love her and care for her well-being. We are best friends. We've practically grew up together. Her parents are passed away, so she has nowhere to go. She's financially dependent on me. She would have nowhere to go if I kicked her out and divorced her. I feel terrible and like there is no right answer to the situation. I would feel terrible leaving her out to dry, especially since she's pregnant. I have individual counseling coming up, hoping that can help sort me through my thoughts. I also applied for a credit limit increase so I can possibly pay for NIPP test. I apologize if this is hard to follow or read. I know I've probably left out certain details. Just looking for a bit of support or advice. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to comment below what other subreddits you want me to cover.